It's just not my style of art. And then I was watching some videos, today where, to see what people, just to see what I'm going to expect at a craft fair. Because like I said, I've never been to one and I don't know what to expect, so it's like, okay. So I was just seeing what, YouTubers would say about craft fairs. And oh my gosh, I definitely don't want to go with anybody who has kids. That's for definite. I don't want to have to deal with chasing kids down, having kids touch other people's, property. That's just something I don't want to deal with. Don't bring your kids to something like that. If your kids are unruly, the people behind the booth don't want your kids touching everything because they don't know if you're going to try to steal something from them. I'm not saying that that's what everybody thinks, but if I were behind a booth and there were just some unruly kids just touching everything and then they tried to steal something, that would make my day not fun, because it's like, well, why do you bring your kids to such an event? Can't you find a grandmother to watch them, or tell the husband to watch them while you go do something? And it's like, that's just me. I don't know if that's something to do with my whole going through menopause right now type of feeling, because I don't know how to describe it, but the whole menopause thing for me is, the option of having kids is now over, or pretty darn close to it. Like last month, I didn't even have a period. So, but I'm not consistent yet with, I'll have a period and I won't have a period. I'll have a period. I'll have a period. I won't, my body is going through the changes of me getting older, and I'm not even 40 yet. So this sucks for me. And then I've got people who are friends who have kids that are 2, and it's like annoying. It's like, it's hard for me. I don't know how to describe it, and when I try to describe it to them, they act like they understand, but they don't, because then they get all mad at me when I don't appreciate having their kids around. And it's like, I don't know how to express those feelings. So it's like, I would rather not go with any friends that have kids that, they want to go to an event like that, because I just don't want to have to deal with it. I got teenage kids of my own who, if I wanted to be a real douchebag of mom, I could force them to go to this craft show with me. I'm working on the whole codependency thing yet, where I'm not independent in the way I am anymore after being such a housewife for so many years. I have lost my independence. I don't enjoy going to the grocery store by myself, but I do because nobody will go shopping with me. But I find it very hard to just get in the car and go to things that I want to do by myself. I have not figured out, like going to that Celebrate Recovery, that was like my biggest step I've taken in my independence in years. And other people look at it like, oh, well, just go to class. And it's like, I don't know how to describe to them what it feels like to not, I don't know if I don't know what is wrong with me to the point where I don't want to go. I want to go see my grandma, because I have some pictures of my mother who's no longer, she passed, it'll be almost 18 years now. And I have some pictures, of her that I don't know who the people are in the pictures, because she didn't write on the backs of them who who was with her in those pictures. So it's like, well, I'd like to go visit my grandma. My grandma lives one state to the west of me, so she lives in South Dakota. And that would be a 7-hour drive or 5-hour drive or whatever it is now. Used to be a whole day drive, because you could only go 55 miles an hour on the interstate when I was a kid. When we used to go visit my grandma, oh my gosh, that was torture on its own. It's like, people complain now about going 70 on an interstate. It's like, don't you remember 30 years ago when you had to go 55 miles an hour? Oh my gosh, it's like so much better now. And going 70 is not bad either. Unless you got that one guy that likes to hug the left lane the whole time, and he's going 65 miles an hour. It's like, get in the other lane if you're going to go slow. But anyway, you know, I don't know if you understand what I mean, but anyway, I'm just totally rambling on here, but I want to go to this craft fair. It's something I want to do now that I know it's a thing. I want to see other people's art and crafts. I love arts and crafts. It's like, if, you know, all the things that I'm not good at in school wise, I've always been very creative. I love to make things, you know, from nothing. I love being able to upcycle things, you know, just everyday things. Like, I have so many items in my house, like, well, okay, like this. This was a container for desserts that I'm sure when they finished it, people would have probably just put this in their recycling bin. And yeah, they could have. It's glass. Or like this. This was a vase, and I don't really have too many, I don't really have too much of a use for vases, so, and then I have a bunch of cardboard, like, okay, these are my cereal boxes. Look what I'm doing with them. You know, it's like stuff like that. I'm better at doing stuff like that. And, you know, and then people ask me all the time, well, don't you want to make money on your art? You know, back when I used to draw, and I would, you know, people used to ask me, well, how come you don't sell your drawings? That was like never the point of why I drew. I drew to draw things to give to people as gifts, you know, stuff like that. Yes, I could make money on things like that, but I don't know. And then now with these, there's a big wad of stuff there. Oh my gosh, and then I put more on. Oh. This is all glue, and my hands are so full of it, I can't pick it off the thing here. Anyway, you know, with this whole doing these beads, I got people, you know, in my real life saying, well, make money off of it. Or, you know, or like when I'm playing in WoW or something, I got people saying, you should make money on that stuff. And to tell them I don't enjoy that part of crafting, I mean, sure, I wouldn't have no problem selling my items, but the actual me figuring out the math on what I would sell those things for, like if I touched this to like this little piece right here to this, it would stick on there. So that's why I've got my finger over there. But anyway, you know, I wouldn't be against doing any of that stuff. It's just, I don't want to have to, you know, figure out my material cost, then my labor cost, then, you know, a little bit for profit or whatever. I don't want to have to figure that stuff out. To me, that like spoils the whole experience of doing crafting. You know, for me, I just want to sit down and do this because I do this as a stress reliever. And everybody's like, well, don't you want to make money doing, you know, something that you enjoy? Of course. What person doesn't want to make money? I'm a stay-at-home housewife. I don't make any money. I have zero money. YouTube doesn't make me money. But I do it because I like, you know, the idea of maybe somebody's watching my video and, you know, likes my video. I mean, not all the time do I think people like all my videos because I'm pretty one-sided when it comes to certain things, you know, and I don't know, but you know, it's just one of those things. It's like, well, I'm going to probably finish here after I make one more bead for this row because I don't want to have a really super long video. And I have no idea how long this video has been going. I can't see my timer from here. But, yeah, I thought I would sit down and just ramble on about craft fairs. I don't know why I mentioned my Star Trek convention thing. I suppose, oh, see how this one has extra paper on it. I always just rip that part off. It's unneeded and now I can't get it off my fingers. I'm sitting here over my garbage just rolling my fingers hoping it would come off, but it's not there. There we go. That was funny, but I mean, my videos are all over the place. Keep in mind, I do have ADD, so I do try to keep myself on track, but I do veer off onto little side tangents, and that's just who I am. You know, that's just, I've never been able to overcome that part of my life. So it just shows in my videos, but hopefully people understand. You know, it's not something, I mean, I have dyslexia towards numbers. That's another reason why I don't want to do the craft fairs. I'm terrible at, you know, doing registers and stuff like that, because I have to think extra long and hard, and if I've got lots of people waiting in line, you know, that's just going to stress me out more, and then it's going to make me think, oh my gosh, what if I read my numbers backwards and I give the wrong change, and, you know, oh my gosh, it's just a whole mess of things. And the easy way to get this stuff off your hands is just to rub it. And then I just kind of rub it onto the floor right here. But then when I'm done, I just take my dustpan and broom and sweep it up, and yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to finish this later, but I just figured I'd make a short video that's not very short. So I probably will cut this into two. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Well, so I've been doing these a bit differently now. As you see, I just put all 4 of them together at once, instead of like how I was doing before, was I just put 2 and 2 together, let them dry, put 2 and 2 together, let them dry. That takes a little bit longer, and I found that if I put all 4 of them together now, they stay pretty good together, you know. The end product doesn't show that, you know, that there was any much of a difference. So, all right, well, I'm gonna end for now. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if you survived to the end of this video, man, you like to listen to stories, apparently. All right. Bye.